Good evening, Lagos. Yes, good evening to you, wherever you are listening from. This is Sport Cruise, live on mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Olajide Olatunji Olaniyi, otherwise known as Triple O. And of course, this is Sport Cruise. Yeah. This is Sport Cruise live on mainland 98.3 FM. So much to talk about this evening in the ever exciting and sometimes controversial world of sports. That game between Chelsea and Liverpool yesterday in the English Premier League ended goalless, but not without so much talking points. And there was big controversy in the Coppa Italia game between Juventus and Inter Milan. Big controversy. In fact, it almost resulted into punches on the field of play, especially between the goalkeeper of Juventus, talking about the goalkeeper of Inter Milan and Danovic, and that man talking about Juan Cuadrado of Juventus. And out of the part of the fallout from that game, racist abuse and all of that. So we'll talk about racism in the Italian football, in the Italian Serie A. We'll talk about that and what prompted Romelu Lukaku's red card last night. He scored from the penalty spot a late goal in that one to give Inter an equalizer in the game. Then he put his finger on his lip. He did the shut up sign towards the fans of Juventus, and he was sent off for that. They said provocatory celebration. So we'll talk about that on the show as well. Then Chelsea managerial situation. We won't stop talking about this as long as it continues to make the headlines. Is Frank Lampard on his way back to Chelsea? We also hear a man was in London. I don't know if he's still in London. Luis Enrique is also interested in the Chelsea job. Fabrizio confirmed earlier today that he was in London, and he was to talk about the potential takeover of the Chelsea managerial role out there in the English Premier League. And this is the night of the El Clasico, or should I say this is the night that Barcelona will beat in one club, because they seem to just know how to beat them. So it doesn't even feel like a Clasico. It feels like we already know who is going to win the game between Barcelona and Real Madrid, because Real Madrid, they be like that for them, especially when they play against FC Barca. By the way, I'm not in the studio alone. I've got Opeyemi Akinyode right here with me. And congratulations to those that went for some of our possible outcomes from yesterday's game. Halftime draw between Chelsea and Liverpool came true. That was more than double of your stake in that one. Also, full-time draw, which was about 3 odds and above, also came true in that one. Yes, over 2.5 cards in the first half did not come true. The game between Juve and Inter also, Juve straight win did not come true because that game ended 1-1. But over 5.5 cards for that game came true yesterday. Yes, there were more than 5 cards. In fact, it was about 7 or 8 cards in that game. So that one came true, and that was at a very juicy odds as well. We've got some possible. We've got accumulator. We got some games for you today as well. But that is when we get into Pontas Corner. But first, Opeyemi, welcome. It is the night that Real Madrid will get beaten as usual again by FC Barcelona in the El Clasico. Talking about the Copa del Rey game tonight.
Don't let us put the horse before the cat. It's only Chelsea that will be playing.
The horse is always before the cat.
The cat before the horse.
Anyone you are playing Barcelona, so it's understandable.
It's only Chelsea that will play, and they will tell you put a stake on 10 yellow cards. It's only Chelsea that will play, and they'll give you odds of 10 yellow cards or more. Well, let's keep that aside. When we were having that conversation about that Lampard returning to Chelsea, I just feel Lampard has no business coming back.
Hold on. When we say Lampard returning to Chelsea, it's not
for the short fix.
You see this Graham Potter incarnate.
Even for a day.
Come on.
Lampard has no business. See, let me tell you something. As a manager, nobody will believe in a team as much as a team you've assembled by yourself. So if you can come out and say emphatically that a team is not ready to compete, and the same team went ahead to win the Champions League, it shows that you don't have a belief in your team.
Well, now, this is an extremely different thing.
What makes it even extreme? A team you worked on, a team you had a complete season on, that you qualified them for the Champions League, and a team you are coming to inherit, a team that has so much, that some of the players have to change on the corridor because there's no space.
Some of the players in this team did not play for Frank Lampard, even though large chunk of them played for Frank Lampard.
That's even what makes it more difficult. The ones you actually spend a whole season with, that you qualify for the Champions League with, the following season you said they are not ready to compete, you struggle with them. So why would you inherit a team that is worth almost 660 million right now in terms of market value? I mean, Chelsea's dressing room is so big that some players have to change on the corridor because they don't have lockers, they don't have spaces for their own stuff. Imagine having professional players changing on the corridor. So that is what Lampard wants to come into. It's just going to be from fry pan to fire.
But okay, Frank Lampard and Bruno Salto, Graham Potter. The reason I'm saying this... No.
You say Graham Potter Pro Max.
It's like the ghost of Graham Potter.
What are you expecting?
He says the same thing?
Wait, are you expecting me to in just 2 days? Okay. Just start saying we are going to win today? No.
Okay.
See, I think, Chelsea fans out there, let me give you this.
This man is not fit.
Let me give you this little token. Lower your expectations this season.
It is on the low already.
Whatever you get at the end of this season, Chelsea fans, lower your expectation. Even when a new manager comes up on board, you're not bringing in a magician. You're not bringing in a miracle worker. Yes, a manager would come in and instantly, they always say that Saturday that will be good, from Friday. A manager that will be able to put an imprint of his own style on a team, you will have an idea of where he's coming from, where he's going to. But even for next season, lower your expectations. I'm talking about Chelsea because a lot of players have no business. I'm going to say this emphatically. No business being in that Chelsea squad. I'm not even talking about your transfer fee now. I'm talking about the fact that a team that needs to synergize, a team that needs to grow and get used to each other. A lot of these players are playing under immense pressure. Apart from the fact that you command a record-breaking transfer fee, whether you are Enzo Fernandez or you are Mukala Mudik or whoever you are, the fact that Chelsea is not even playing well is enough. Even if they collect it for free transfer, the fact that you are playing in a team that is not playing well, a team that the fans have tasted success, a team that the fans understand what it means to be the most successful club in English football in the last 12 years. It shows that the weight of expectations of being either a Chelsea manager, a Chelsea player, a Chelsea ball boy, a Chelsea physio is big. So you have you have the owner that's ready to spend big, no matter how much it's going to cost. It's going to bring in. So whether it is Luis Enrique that's coming up on board, it is Pochettino, it is Zidane, it is Nagelsmann, it is Austin de Guevon, it is whoever is coming, Kadri Kana, John Obu, whoever manager they're going to take. Chelsea fans will need to lower their expectations.
Okay, talking about lowering your expectations, maybe Real Madrid fans as well tonight.
We don't even have expectation.
Should lower their expectations
to be lower
against Barcelona. Yes, against Barca tonight in the Copa del Rey Clasico fixture. Yes, they should lower their expectations. We have to go for a commercial break. When we come back, yes, we'll get into even more that we've got for you this evening on Sport Cruise live on Mainland 98.3 FM. We are streaming on Facebook. We are also streaming on YouTube. Just go to Mainland 98.3 FM to join the conversation. You can leave your comment right there. I'm on Sars on Facebook already. Says, good evening, guys. The best teams tonight play good football. Okay. You can join us on Facebook. You can also drop your comment on YouTube. But first, let's go for this commercial break.
Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
56 GB plus 16 GB large memory on the new Tecno Spark 10, you will enjoy better mobile experience with bigger camera, among other upgrades. That's not all. Visit any Tecno outlet to get the beautiful on-demand smartphone for your selfies and walk away with a Tecno X Fireboy headset, up to 5 GB data from MTN, and many more gifts.
Choose. Now, broadcast journalism and multimedia technology, now, Pico.
Those are exactly my courses, and I'm already admitted.
Now, lie. For which institution be that?
Diploma in broadcast journalism and multimedia technology. If you scored 100 and above at the UTME exams and have 5 credits in your O-level career, part-time programs and short courses are also available. Contact us at number 38 or Dorfi Street, Igbogbo, Ikorodu, Lagos, or you can call 0806 149 9992 or 0912G.
Techno celebrates your natural healthy glow without hiding your imperfections. With a 32 MP glowing selfie camera, G10, you will enjoy better mobile experience with bigger camera, among other upgrades. That's not all. Visit any Techno outlet to get the beautiful on-demand smartphone for your selfies and
98.3 Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. On Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
To 7 p.m. every weekday, only on 98.3. Never stops.
Welcome back to Sport Cruise live on Mainland. Should I say the team which he passionate about an encyclopedia? But by World Cup, they will be playing two friends, and since the seconds of Nigeria, the likes of Aziza Tushola, are you? What was your beat in a French
shape for the cup? We've seen Coach Chief Adegboye.
Okay.
I've always I've stood on after.
I mean, they can get that and come on.
Whatever you see, it's a bonus. It's a bonus because beyond the whole, it's a serious business, and it's going to be championship, and the winner of the Copa America for female. 3,000 people is evolving around the world. Now people are beginning to talk about same wage bill. People are already beginning to talk about putting the records that I understand your position in respect to that, but a lot of countries are already adopting
so
it.
we never even reached that level.
I know I'm just saying that the Super Falcons should expect big things at the World Cup. You're going to have stadiums that will be
for
packed.
them to command
Exactly.
the sort of level.
So you need to live up to that billing. You need to sell yourself. You need to know that this is not a World Cup that will have 9,000 people watching. This is going to be a World Cup that will have a 40,000 full capacity stadium sold out.
All right.
So it's a big spectacle, and that's exactly what I want. We have big players in that team. Apart from even Rashidat Ajibade, Rashidat Oshola is arguably the biggest female player in the history of Africa. You cannot argue that. So these people are doing well. They played at the big stage. You've won the Champions League. You play in the Champions League. You play in the Spanish La Liga.
Okay, a bit of camp updates concerning the Super Falcons. So 23 players were invited. Desire Okwaranoze joined the team before lunchtime in Antalya, that's in Turkey. And according to the official Super Falcons Twitter handle, they confirmed that 20 players are now in camp and still expected. US-based quartet of Ifeoma Onumonu, Michelle Alozie, Jennifer Onyi, Echegini, and Uchenna Kanu, not leaving out Osinachi or Ali. So these are the players that are still expected in camp of the Super Falcons ahead of that friendly game against Haiti. And of course, after that one, they get to play against New Zealand, the co-host for the FIFA Women's World Cup. Yes, they will be co-hosting that one alongside Australia right there. So I'll still giving you a bit of update. Let's let you know that Alexander Seferin was re-elected unopposed for a third term of 4 years as president of UEFA at a meeting of European football's governing body in Lisbon today. Yes, the 5-year-old Slovenian lawyer, first elected in 2016 following the downfall of Frenchman Michel Platini, will now remain in the role until 2027. So Michel Platini continues as the Alexander Seferin, I should say. Michel Platini.
I don't know why I'm
is it a battle court case right there? So good one. And also we talked about Lionel Messi yesterday, the possibility of Lionel Messi leaving Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season, not extending his contract at Paris Saint-Germain, especially after the game between PSG and Lyon, and Lionel Messi was being booed in the stadium at some point in that game. Now, Lionel Messi's representatives have now come out to have their say on their client's future. The Argentina international only has a contract with Paris Saint-Germain until the end of June, and there is currently widespread speculation surrounding his future in the French capital. A report claimed that the 35-year-old is leaning towards leaving the French champions at the end of his deal for pastures new, with a return to Barca a serious possibility. And Messi would have to accept a lower salary in order to stay at Paris Saint-Germain, but the forward's entourage have hit out at those claims. So that was the story that was released yesterday, that was circulating the media. And if you remember, we told you these are all speculation. So official statement has been issued by Messi's by Messi's management. I'm talking about his representatives. And according to the statement, which reads, it's strange to see news about the club wanting to lower Leo's salary or not wanting to extend his contract circulates. We don't want to play this little game. This kind of fake news doesn't do Leo nor his relationship with the club any good. But perhaps that's exactly what some people want. We won't make a public statement, but not only is it clear that Leo and the club are negotiating, but the club wants Leo to stay, as the manager, Christopher Gatti, recently said. So it is therefore strange to see someone divulge something else to the press. What interest do they have in lying? It would be good to ask those that are doing it. So that's he wants to stay. And this statement,
I think at the end of the day, one must happen. It's either Messi stays or he leaves. But I think the handlers of Messi's PR, they just want some definite statement. They want to know if probably wanting to buy out his contract. Remember the mega offer that was giving him to renew his contract in 2022 to prevent him from joining Real Madrid before the transfer window of that particular season. So I think for me, it's the next phase for PSG. They've got a lot of players that you think they have no business, or probably PSG may not necessarily make the kind of progress that they want. They may not be able to match results with expectations if they still continue to parade those players. And you know very well that at the end of this season, they may have to check, look inward, and I look at the kind of players they won't be renewing their contract, the kind of players that they will be putting them probably based on, pay per game. Yes, you get paid by number of games you play, the likes of Sergio Ramos and all of that. So for me, I think it's going to be key for PSG to define their future going forward before they can get commitment from Messi. The deal is big, whether you like it or not. But then there are reports of offers of as much as 400 million euros every year from Saudi Arabia for Lionel Messi. I mean, he's at a stage where he needs as much money as he can get. What else does Messi want to win in world football? Even if he had not won the World Cup, he has nothing to prove to anyone. He's won multiple Champions League. He's won the Copa America. He's won the World Cup, and that's the ultimate of everything you can win as a footballer. So he's got nothing to prove to anybody. I mean, the conversation has always been, who is he the greatest of all time, even before winning the World Cup. And you also have a feeling that, especially with the timing of him winning the World Cup, it was almost at the same time that Pele died. That's when the World Cup glory came for Lionel Messi. So the conversation would go on. I don't know.
Can PSG afford to lose both Messi and Kylian Mbappe?
See, they would have to get into the rebuilding process for themselves, and so players would also want to leave. Kylian Mbappe had won everything he could win with PSG except the Champions League, and I don't think. I'm not a naysayer, I'm not a pessimist, but I don't think PSG would be able to match results with expectations. They will spend all of the monies they can spend, but it goes beyond spending money. Man City have spent almost £1 billion on buying defenders alone. They've still not won the Champions. The closest they've gotten was losing the final to Chelsea. So for me, I think it's going to be at that point where PSG would have to sit down and say, you know what, these are the plans that we have for the next 5 years, for the next 6 years. These are the big players that we want to buy and bring into the side. I mean, if you look at the biggest players we have in world market right now, they're not available. Kylian Mbappe is one of the biggest players. He's with them. I'm not sure they can buy Haaland from Man City. I'm not sure Bukayo Saka is ready to leave Arsenal at the moment. Maybe they can lure Victor Osimhen away from Napoli to bring him back to PSG. But you have to bring plans to the table to commit Lionel Messi. And whether you like it or not, if Lionel Messi chooses to leave today, even PSG cannot stop him from leaving.
Definitely.
Because he already has a contract that's running out.
Yes, okay. Let's talk about Ayas, the one their boy again. Nowadays, you don't even remember if he's still a Manchester United player. Do you want to guess?
Do I need to guess? Yeah.
Donny van der Beek. When what's his name now? When Eric Ten Hag, when he became the manager of Manchester United, there was a lot of conspiracies that Donny van der Beek will get to play more games with Manchester United and all of that. But this was one of the potentials that we saw at Ajax at that season, where they made a very good run to the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League. It was pivotal in that.
Defeated Juventus and Madrid back-to-back round of 16 and quarterfinal.
If you even look at the Ajax squad, then where are they now? The squad themselves. You look at Matthias Elite. He left for Juve. Now he's at Bayern Munich. Frankie de Jong is at Barcelona these days. Pay my money and no pay you your money. Pay my money and no pay your money matter.
They are doing buy one get one free.
They shall settle it. They shall settle it. Is right. The Hakim Ziyech is not getting playing time at Chelsea as well.
Yeah, they failed, transfer to PSG.
To Paris Saint-Germain.
Because they said Messi was sent with the wrong.
Andre Onana, after getting banned, now is at Inter Milan nowadays, and he's not doing bad. So a couple of players as well from that Ajax squad. But for Donny van der Beek, it's only sane for him to return to where he knows how to play football, because it doesn't seem like he knows how to play football in England. His loan spell at Everton did not also work out well enough for him.
But returning to Ajax now does not automatically translate to success, because the players he played with, a lot of them.
I mean, he gets to
a lot of them are no longer with Ajax.
A comfortable environment.
Maybe
closer
just,
to family.
Maybe it's just about the Johan Cruyff Arena. Maybe it's just okay. This is Ajax. This is where I'm coming from, and we've seen this happen a lot of times where players will go out and to big clubs. They come back to their clubs. I mean, Winfried Zaha, for goodness sakes, he came to Manchester United. It didn't work. It was almost about the last transfer that Alex Ferguson
and now they've nailed him to Crystal Palace.
No, he has not renewed his contract, and his recent hip injury now is ruled him now for the next 4 weeks. Hope he's going to be back, or perhaps I played his last game for Crystal Palace. He's gotten that cult hero at Crystal Palace. They probably wouldn't have gotten if he had stayed over at Manchester United. So there are players like that. But one funny thing is this: when players make moves, and they'll tell you that, since the age of 6, they've dreamt of playing for Manchester United.
Talk about Eden Hazard.
This is where I want to be. This is my future. Anthony said the same thing when he moved over to Manchester United. Is this future for me? This is home. I want to spend the rest of my life here. As if they are proposing to a woman. Now they will eventually go back to. But Van de Beek for me is not particularly a bad player. We saw him when he went on loan at Everton last season, even though there were injuries.
Particularly impressed.
That's what I'm saying. There were injuries in between, but there were games where you just see those moments of brilliance, those flash opportunities that you feel, if this guy is comfortable, if he's in a space where he feels loved, he feels accepted, he feels needed and useful, if he's in a space where he feels like this is home for me, I can dictate pace, there's a lot of responsibility being placed on me, I think he's going to pick up. So let us see him go back to Ajax. If he eventually moves back to Ajax, then we can see how that things work.
Okay, we can see how things will work if he eventually goes back to Ajax. Right, I'm talking about Donny van der Beek. So let's talk about the Coppa Italia game that happened yesterday between Inter and Juve. Juve were at home. It was massive. Now, Romelu Lukaku has come out to say Syria must take action for real this time after it was racially abused by Juventus fans before being sent off on Tuesday. He was shown the second yellow card for holding his finger to his lips in front of the home fans after scoring a 95th minute penalty in the Coppa Italia tie. According to Romelu Lukaku, he said, he wrote on Instagram actually, history repeats itself. Been through it in 2019 and 2023 again. This beautiful game should be enjoyed by everyone. He also added, I hope the league really takes action for real this time. Juventus, by the way, have come out to say they would work with the police to identify those responsible following the game. A statement by Juventus also read, Juventus Football Club, as always, are collaborating with the police to identify those responsible for these racist gestures and chants which took place last night. Also in the game, scuffles broke out between players from both sides after Lukaku's equalizer. Inter Milan captain Samir Handanovic and midfielder Johan Cuadrado were shown red cards after the final whistle, with fracas continuing down the tunnel. So with Lukaku, he had a yellow card before. Then we know that when you take off your jersey, it is a yellow card offense. Whether they go for outside or anything, as long as you shall take off your jersey, it is a yellow card offense. Lukaku did not take off his jersey yesterday. He scored and he did the shut up kind of sign against the Juventus fan. And when you score a 95th minute penalty
in a game of such
proportion,
tension,
how
against one of your biggest rivals,
the second yellow card was because they said he made a provocatory celebration or gesture towards Juventus fans.
This I
How
works.
provocatory is that? That you scored and you tell them to shut up.
This I works. I think World Football Governing Body across board are not doing enough, or they are not being intentional.
And he did not
with
even
the
run to
issue
them.
of-
He stood at the particular place where he
does
took
the
that
normal
penalty.
thing, like block his ears and do shh. He does that every time. I think World Football Governing Body is at different level. They are not doing enough. I think they're just paying too much lip service to the issue of ending racism. It goes beyond
Especially in Italy.
It goes beyond taking a knee. It goes beyond saying no to racism and xenophobic. It goes beyond saying you fish out. It goes beyond banning one fan. It goes beyond doing this. It's something that has to be institutionalized. That's the punishment that is meted against clubs that their fans actually commit this distasteful offense. Because I'm trying to understand it. We're trying to talk about equality. We're trying to talk about everybody playing the same game irrespective of the color of your skin, irrespective of where you come from. And because somebody is black, you think the best way to get under his skin is to racially abuse him. Let's be sincere with ourselves. There's nobody that will take the issue of racism in a particular way. You cannot say, oh, it's racism after all. You don't have to react. No, we've seen people walk away from games because of that. We've seen referees cancel games because of racial chants. We've seen it even in the Champions League at the big stage. But I think until clubs begin to get thrown out of competitions because their fans are racially abusing other teams, I think that's when people will get serious.
So
beyond
you
point
think
deduction, throw them out. Even if it's a final match, cancel the match, give the opposing team the trophy. When you are definite about punishing people, see, punishment should go beyond.
Punishment for
punishment
racism.
should go beyond. I don't think there's any crime, except maybe when you spit at someone. I don't think there's any crime that could be as big in sports or even in life than profiling someone based on their skin color. I didn't choose the skin color I have. So it's the greatest offense in football.
You are saying when fans of a particular club are being caught or are being charged for being guilty for racism,
the club should pay for
against a particular player in a game. The club,
yes,
that its fans actually committed that racism
you
offense. Throw them out of the competition.
See, let me tell you why. If it's a single fan, and most times it's not even a fan, they have a group of, they could be ultras, they have a name to give themselves, and then they will chorus that chant so much that everybody would hear it. It will have a loud impact, because if one person makes a chant, a racial chant against someone, it's very hard for you to probably hear it. But when there are many and they make it coordinated at the same time, everybody would hear it.
So imagine throwing out a club in the semi-final of the Champions League or in the quarter-finals of the Champions League, throwing them out of the UEFA
those
Champions
clubs
League
would in return they will go and educate their fans. They will watch the things they allow fans to bring into the stadium.
In fact, the fans will be the one to tell anybody that wants to see anything.
I want to watch. I'm a season ticket holder, and I want to watch Champions League next season. You guys should coordinate yourselves. We talk about Nigerian Premier League clubs educating their fans that it's not a win at all costs. I mean, there are a lot of ways you can get into players. You can boo them, regular boo, like boo. It happens everywhere.
They boo Messi for weekend.
So why would you racially abuse? Why would you profile someone based on their skin color? It happened to even Balotelli when he was playing for the Italian national team. Italian fans themselves were the one abusing their national team player because he's black. So if you throw this club
English
side
fans
out,
also abused Bukayo Saka for missing the penalty.
He missed the penalty.
The
The same thing for Rashford.
Okay, still talking about trouble. Yes, let's come to Nigeria, where there is trouble in the NPFL for a particular.
Is there a time there's no trouble here?
For a particular NPFL club. I'm talking about Remo Stars. Remo Stars, for a while now, they've been like the standard for the kind of system,
the bed is no longer crying like bed.
Because following an assault on a match official during their Nigeria Premier Football League match, the 12 encounter against Gombe United on Sunday, Remo Stars Football Club have been docked 3 points and 3 goals by the interim management committee of the league. The club has now been hit with a fine of 1.25 million naira for various breaches of the league's framework, while their general manager Ekene Adams, who was identified as the attacker on the referee, has been banned from all NPFL activities for the rest of the season. So we also hear that the IMC will probe the match day 12 incident which forced the game to be abandoned at halftime on Sunday and completed on Monday morning. And in a summary jurisdiction notice signed by Davison Omi, the head of operations of the NPFL, the body said the sanctions followed a review of findings of the official match report. So this is the old NPFL style. We thought we are in a new, and Raymond Stars are one of the very
standard.
They are like the standard, but standard no can they do like everything standard again.
When rat is no longer crying like rat and bed is no longer crying like bed, you are
Kenny Adams. I think this man should not just be banned from everything for the rest of the season. I think he should be banned for that. A 2-year ban, 3 years ban.
Triple. Let me not lie to you. I think if there's one particular thing that this new LMC have done, of this caretaker, interim, whichever way they call
IMC.
them, had to be the implementation of some of
Eseke said,
Quick
done
one.
and dusted.
Gone are those days where teams would commit an offense in match day 9 and you wait for match day 22nd when they've already secured continental competition.
3 points and 3 goals already deducted.
The rules are very clear. We are going to activate it instantly. There are no two ways about it. If you assault a match official, if you do whatever it is, but my problem again is this. I've seen where, let's be sincere with ourselves. Every club in Nigeria, and this is me being straight, every club in Nigeria have someone they call the lead of their supporters. I don't want to use the wrong word. So when they ban this person, is it going to be implemented?
This is not just a supporter. This is the general manager of the club. You cannot be the general manager of the club
be the one
and
leading
you are
trouble.
the one assaulting a match official.
It's wrong.
A privately owned club.
It's wrong.
All right, let's take a breather. When we come back, we enter into Pontas Corner. Try and make some money on Pontas Corner today. So let's go for that break right about now. It's the Sport Cruise. It is live on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Yes, welcome to Pontas Corner. Yesterday was good. Hopefully today will be better. Yes, we told you yesterday on Pontas Corner, halftime draw between Chelsea and Liverpool. Halftime it ended goalless. We also gave you the possibility of a full-time draw, which was 3 times whatever it is that you stake on that game. It also came through as well. So over 2.5 cards in the first half did not come through. So yes, that one got busted. By the way, the Juventus against Inter Milan game, also Juventus straight win did not come through. Yes, it got busted because the game ended 1-1. In fact, he had to take a 95th minute penalty to bust that one yesterday. But Juventus over the game between Juventus and Inter Milan in the Coppa Italia, over 5.5 cards came through yesterday. So there was more than 5 yellow cards. In fact, the cards in total were about 8.
Red cards alone.
plus 2 red cards, yellow cards here and there.
3 red cards.
That came through. But today, it's not just about possible outcomes today. We have got a 9-game accumulator for you. Yes, 9-game accumulator. That's about 18.70 odds is the total that we've got for you. So the first game on this list, this one starts by 7 p.m. tonight, is the one between Feyenoord and Ajax. Yes, that's the one for tonight, and we've gone for both teams to score. Yes, go. That's double G in that one. Also, RB Leipzig against Borussia Dortmund. We've also gone for both teams to score. The both teams to score option in the game between Feyenoord and Ajax in that one is at 1.56 odd. Also, both teams to score between RB Leipzig and Borussia Dortmund. This one is in the DFB Pokal, is at 1.53 odds right there. West Ham United against Newcastle. This is the Premier League game and we have gone for a win or draw for Newcastle United against West Ham United. So Newcastle United win or draw is at 1.31 odd right there. Barca against Real Madrid. Yes, this is the Clasico that will be happening tonight by 8 p.m. in the Copa del Rey. We've gone for both teams to score. Yes, Real Madrid to score, Barca to score, double G in that one. The odd is at 1.66 for both teams to score in that one. Nantes against Lyon is another game that we've gone for Lyon in this one. Lyon, fresh from beating Paris Saint-Germain over the weekend at the Parc des Princes. They now take on Nantes in this one. So we've gone for Lyon double chance. Lyon win or draw in this one is what we've gone for. Yes, Lyon win or draw. That one is at 1.30 odds right there. Then there is another game in Portugal, the one between Sporting and Gil Vicente Barcelos. Yes, we've gone for away win. Yes, which is Sporting to win away from home. That odd is at 1.39 in that encounter. Also, Fiorentina against US Cremonese in the Coppa Italia. We've gone for over 1.5 goals in that one. That's 2 goals and above. Yes, 2 goals and above in that game. And that odd is at 1.33. Where then Olympiacos against PAOK Thessaloniki. We've gone for a double chance for Olympiacos in this one against PAOK Thessaloniki. Yes, Olympiacos win or draw, which is at 1.26 in that one. Then Manchester United tonight against Brentford. United have not won the Premier League game since winning against Newcastle United in the FA Cup. So we've gone for an over 1.5 goals. That's 2 goals and above in this one. 2 goals or more. Yes, 2 goals or more in this game between Manchester United and Brentford in the English Premier League. So let me quickly go over it again. If you put all of this together, you get 18.70 odd. Yes, that's about what you will be getting. But again, let me go over it again. Feyenoord against Ajax. Ajax against Feyenoord. That game is at go. Yes, both teams to score. RB Leipzig against Borussia Dortmund as well. Both teams to score at 1.53. Ajax game against Feyenoord is at 1.56 for both teams to score in that one. West Ham United against Newcastle United. Newcastle United win or draw is at 1.31 odds right there. Barca against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey out there. Yes, it's at both teams to score as well, which is at 1.66 odds. Nantes against Lyon. Lyon win or draw is at 1.30 odds in that one. And also Gil Vicente Barcelos against Sporting in Portugal is at 1.39 odds for Sporting to win right there. US Cremonese against ACF Fiorentina is over 1.5 goals in that one. That's 2 goals or more. Yes, 2 goals or more in the game between US Cremonese and Fiorentina in the Italian Super Coppa right there. Then Olympiacos against PAOK Thessaloniki, double chance for Olympiacos to win at home or win or draw at home in that one is at 1.26 odds. While Manchester United against Brentford, we've gone for an over 1.5 at a lowly 1.9 or 1.19 odds in that one. So that's all we got for you on Punter's Corner today. So if you are not up to the age of 18, you are not allowed to participate in this one. And if you are 18 and above, we always advise right here on Punter's Corner that don't take more than what you can afford to do. So yesterday was good. Hopefully live on Facebook, on YouTube, just go to Mainland 9.
You are listening to Sports Cruise on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Welcome back to Sport Cruise. Let's talk about the big one that will be happening tonight, by the way, in the who is the favorite? Their favorite in this game, going into this game. By the way, Barca owed a 1-0 advantage from the first leg where they went to Santiago Bernabeu to win by 1-0. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. In the last 5 matches, it's been 1 win for Madrid and 4 wins for Barcelona. No draw yet. And like you said, the first leg ended in a 1 Spotify Camp Nou. That's the home. But looking at their last game, it's 6 again for Karim Benzema. And Vinicius Junior getting the job done, clean sheet they've kept in all competition this season. I mean, you ask yourself again how easy it is to get behind the Barcelona backline as it stands right now. But it's going to be a very close game, no doubt about that. And well, the referees for the match is going to be Juan Martinez Munuera
to go through to the final.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your objective analysis. 0913600 0410.
You go lose. You can't give law
He dey pick where sweet am. Osebo, are you there?
Just called to laugh to
913-600-0410 is the number to call. You can also send in your messages via our Facebook and our YouTube platform. Just go to Mainland 90.3 FM to drop your comments right there. I see your comments. Joseph Oluwasegun Adeyinka on Facebook. Yes, this is quite a lengthy one. Good evening, men of great might and lot of sportainment. I salute you all. Respect as we are sure to care. Okay, I wish my heart, but I wish them, I guess, all the best. So I love you guys. Joseph from Bagada. Thank you very much, Joseph from Bagada, with your comment on Facebook. You can join him to also drop your comment on Facebook. Dear people, in fact, it was Freiburg's first ever win away at Bayern Munich, and in that game, and he tore into Musiala. He came out and he gave him a very, very good bashing. That you don't careless levels, not the ones that we tried our best, we did all we could.
How can you even be saying the best team won?
The best team won. They invested
again. You had 6
inside your team, and you come and say the best team won, and it's not your team that won.
Well, I think it's very typical of Thomas Tuchel. He's a man that doesn't hold his word. Anything is not controversial, Dortmund, and in the first energy could be a little, it could drop. So it's not.
Hello. Controversial Opeyemi.
Daddy wa.
This is Eric from Kogi.
Welcome, Eric.
See, Ope, and because of him, I call you. Ope, give us analysis now. Where Madrid Barcelona? That come as we not Chelsea, as you already come.
Which kind of analysis you want you to come out?
Which analysis? Wait. Which analysis? Wait. Which analysis?
Listen, they don't beat you 3 times. And tell us as we say win today.
Which analysis one pass say then go qualify ahead of my team? Which analysis
they go beat you?
Which analysis?
They go beat you and they go qualify.
I say in the last 5 matches, 4 wins for Barcelona, 1 win for Madrid. Which analysis one pass that one?
They go beat you now.
I hear you.
Don't be sure I let Chelsea match with the get power.
No, why not? I don't tell you when I Chelsea fan. It's just these guys. Hello, good evening.
Chifu,
my brother.
Good evening to you.
Good evening to you too. Welcome, gentlemen.
Ogami.
Alamala.
Ogami.
Opi Alamala. Thank you, Chifu. Good evening to you too.
Welcome, my brother. Your name
my name is Kayode from Amale.
Welcome, Kayode.
Well, I overheard you saying the Super Falcons will come out from their group. Well,
they'll beat Haiti first. They'll beat Haiti in a friendly game.
Even those two, okay, let's watch and see. But if you ask me, I don't see Super Falcons coming out from that group. Except if there's a third best
team.
Third best loser, but coming first or second. I don't trust the Super Falcons. Then for the Copa del Rey, I'm a Barcelona fan. Pedri and Frankie de Jong are absent tonight, so I'm a bit worried. But I just hope that 1-0 first leg. If you can get a draw, I'm okay with it. But at the end, Barcelona will still qualify for the final.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kay, for your take. Mentioning Pedri and Frankie de Jong are out of this game also. Ousmane Dembele and Andres Christensen are also a big doubt for this game. Dembele is out with a muscle injury, while Christensen is out with a calf injury, while Ferland Mendy of Real Madrid is out with a muscle injury. Let's take this call. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Sebo. I did say you don't do this before.
I remember what I wanted to say.
I know say you dey load. You know all those old VCD reading.
My brother, you don't go understand. This everything. Okay. I mean, I listened to what you said about the penalty that was issued to Remo Stars, and I think that's a lot of change from coming back from what we're used to with LMC. And I'm also trying to react to the same thing with racism. Like, I think Ope said it best. I don't know where Ope that said or you said it. When FIFA is not serious. Because, I mean, if you look at what happened, that player, I think, is it Kapenaki? I cannot pronounce his name. properly. The American football player also that refused to
take to honor the anthem.
Honor the national anthem. And then I think if you look at it, even in the Premiership, players like Christian Zaha, some other players
they refuse to take a knee.
They refuse to take a knee because, like you said, it's just become optics.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. People are racially abusing somebody on social media. You can't have an investigation. Which investigate? Even in Nigeria, you know who clearly said something on social media.
And you see, he said you want
to go to the person's social media page, and then you can trace the person. And you are taking so much time to. I mean, I just believe that if you punish, maybe you should make the penalties even stiffer. Maybe put some jail term to the president of the club or something.
And be dropping banners. Say no to racism.
Say no
be wearing handbands. Say no to racism.
Seeing so many adverts, white people, black people coming out to be saying, and yes, that suffer for it.
All right. Osebo, I get your point. A point well noted. Valid point right there. Maybe a stiffer punishment, like Osebo said, throw the president of the club into prison. Jail the president.
My own is even
soft. Club out of the competition.
My own is soft. He said jail the president.
Jail the president. This message on YouTube says it's from It's Actually Me. Good evening, everyone. Just saying long time. Any update from greatness? Well, what I can tell you that we are feeling great on the show today.
Greatness is feeling great too.
Let's take final caller.
Boss.
K-Boss. Welcome.
Good evening, guys. Well done. Opeyemi, well done, guys.
Ogami.
All right. And well, I just want to talk about the races of the team. Seriously, I'm very stand support with Opeyemi. Especially as in the penalty should go to the club, because if they can do that to the club, even the fans will know that anything they do on the field of play is going to affect the team. So they will try to caution that. Even when going to the team, they'll be cautioning that don't talk anything. I don't talk with him. But win the 5-0. Do you understand? So they'll be cautioned. Everybody, even the fun of the game, will be there. So I don't know why everything is just being centered on this black thing of the team. So, and again, to the church, I don't understand some coaches. Kante is best player on the field, and you remove him. And you put me
he just came back from me.
Listen to this. I'm not saying Joy is not, but you can see Kante, even how fit Kante is better of Salah. People like Salah.
Wait. It was Graham Potter inspired substitution.
Exactly.
Because Potter would always bring in Gallagher.
I don't. You know, there are some coaches I don't even understand them. Do you understand? So to me, the coach himself, do you understand, on that match yesterday, because Liverpool was not in the game at all. Even though I'm praying to Chelsea to lose, anytime even Chelsea have the qualification to, I'll pray for Chelsea to lose the game. So I'm not about that game. For me, is something of the coach that ought themselves. For the man, I just make them the very best. I'm not thinking, my hope, I have much expectations. All right, because writing and the team without Casemiro and everything is just a flop of Bruno Fernandes. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you very much for your take. So, okay.